So, have you ever heard anyone say to you, I'm so ready to be inflamed, in pain, and on a blood sugar and energy roller coaster for weeks because of all the holiday foods that cause inflammation that I'm about to stuff in my face? No? Me neither. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to TrueWell, my name is Laura. I'm a nutrition specialist and certified health coach with a Master of Science in Nutrition. And I post weekly videos here on YouTube talking all things anti-inflammatory diet for blood sugar balance, weight loss, sleep, reduction in inflammation, and more. So honestly, the holidays can be so chaotic and stressful. I don't understand the loads of inflammatory foods being added into the mix. So I get that there's a lot of give yourself a break and enjoy the holidays without feeling guilty, mantras and advice floating around this time of year. But to be honest, those people don't usually have or acknowledge inflammatory, blood sugar, or metabolic issues that wreak havoc when we binge on inflammatory foods. So it really isn't about the guilt. It's about an entire month or 3 of our bodies and brains being completely out of balance just for the sake of a couple of meals. On the other hand, it's nice to feel some semblance of tradition during the holidays and avoid those irritating questions from your aunt about why you're not eating. If you know exactly what I'm talking about and have a family member like that, hit that like button and let me know. Okay, so here are the top 5 inflammatory holiday foods to avoid this year with swap suggestions. Number 1 is vegetable and seed oils. Not only are these types of oils extremely inflammatory due to the refining process that they go through, but they also contain omega-6 fats, which are also inflammatory. To make matters worse, a ton of holiday foods are fried, and when the oils, especially ones that are already inflammatory, are heated to those super high temperatures and then reheated, you're adding a really hefty amount of inflammatory free radicals to the mix. It can be really difficult to avoid these when you're using already processed foods in recipes, and you can guarantee that these types of oils are used in pre-made foods and recipes. Instead, make recipes from scratch and opt for oils like avocado and extra virgin olive oil, which is only for non-heated foods, or coconut oil, in which you should use organic and unrefined. So number 2 are trans fats. Now, these fats are in nearly any ultra-processed food that you can find. They've been shown to contribute to heart disease and LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol. And although the US is in the process of banning trans fats, like other countries have, labeling laws still dictate that foods can have 0.5 grams or less per serving. And for now, all this means is that companies are using this loophole to make their serving size just small enough that the trans fat amount is 0.5 or less. Now, what that also means is that they can use that loophole to say no trans fats per serving. So check the ingredients list to make sure there are no trans fats. You'll know if they're present because the ingredients will include hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oil. If it says this, find a different option. Number 3 is refined carbohydrates. So refined carbs seem to be a staple in holiday cuisine. From fried things to bread to desserts, they're in a ton of sweet and savory recipes. The biggest culprits of refined carbohydrate savory dishes at holiday meals are bread, rolls, breading, pasta, and really any corn-based foods. Instead, focus on proteins and veggies that are not covered in glazes, gravies, and dressings. In desserts, since these go hand in hand with sugar, unless you can guarantee that they're sugar-free, it's best to just steer clear of the dessert table unless there's fresh fruit that is not covered in sugar. A good tip is to plan ahead and bring your own sugar-free, refined, flour-free dessert. Number 4 is sugar. Sugar is extremely inflammatory and has about 1,000 different names and forms these days. It's being added to more and more savory dishes even, just to balance out the flavors and then to sometimes make it more addicting. What's even worse is high fructose corn syrup. Both of these are added to nearly all ultra-processed food these days, and you can guarantee that all of the desserts are loaded with some kind of sugar during the holidays. So check the ingredient labels. Ingredients have to be listed on those ingredient labels in order from the highest quantity ingredient to the lowest quantity ingredient. That way you can kind of tell the general amount of sugar that there are in that packaged food. The best bet is to avoid any with sugar altogether. This may mean foregoing the sweet potato souffle that is coated in marshmallows and the pink salad or jello salad and the dessert table. Another source of sugar at holiday meals is beverages. Sweet tea, mostly in the South, sodas, hydration drink, and alcoholic drinks are huge culprits of sugar during the holidays. Opt instead for water or unsweetened tea and create your own cocktail with the suggestions that I'm about to give you in just a minute. So you've been watching this video thus far. You obviously want to learn more about reducing inflammation of the body, and I actually spend countless hours researching and analyzing the most recent studies to understand how to do just that. So when you're watching this, subscribe to TrueWell. It means that you're subscribing to the very best research and actions that you can take on your own to reduce inflammation in your body. So if you're ready to accomplish that while feeling amazing with an anti-inflammatory diet and lifestyle, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And our next category is alcoholic beverages. So alcohol seems to be a staple at the holidays for most people. The problem is being off work, and especially if you're not the designated driver, tend to make many people feel like they just have this free pass to just indulge to the max during the holidays. However, beer can drive up uric acid levels, which creates inflammation. Wines can have sugars in them, and mixed drinks are normally loaded with sugar and preservatives from the mixer bases. So, to enjoy alcohol and still find that balance, start out with alternating each drink with water. And that's gonna help you have just a break in between each drink that you have. If you're having wine, choose dry red wines instead of beer or white wine. And if you're opting for liquor, mix liquor with a sparkling water and a couple drops of liquid stevia. And here are some tips for creating a more balanced holiday meal. So if you're the one cooking the meal or contributing to the meal, it can be a lot easier to have control over what's being served. So what we've learned through the years is that my husband and I's families have only like 2 staple holiday recipes that are the same. The rest are recipes that are super inflammatory, processed ingredients that the kids don't even really like. That makes it much easier to eliminate inflammatory recipes and replace them with something much better for us. So we focus first on the protein and choose quality meats, and then prepare them with healthier options, which usually means not frying an entire turkey. Our second focus is on vegetables. We decide what vegetables we can convert into healthier options from the old school versions and how we can make them taste just amazing. Now, if you're not confident in altering recipes yourself, search up options with the words paleo, low carb, or keto at the front and make sure that they're sugar-free and refined flour-free. The one thing that my husband and I have discovered over the years is that when you experience nicer restaurants, not the chain ones, but the ones with like true chefs, is that they take a lot of pride in the flavor profiles and the combinations of ingredients. They also use very fresh ingredients and cook from scratch for the most part. The result of that is incredibly delicious meals that are not processed and, if the correct ingredients are used, aren't inflammatory. And the same holds true for the holidays. So consider revamping some of your old school recipes that use processed junk and challenge yourself to see how you can improve the health profile while maximizing the flavor profile. Then save all of those in a binder for the next holiday season. Now, an amazing resource for doing this that we found is a book called The Flavor Bible. We use this all the time to create new recipes or even add more pizzazz to existing ones. If you'd like to read that or check it out, I'm gonna leave the link below this video. And if you enjoyed this information and you would really like a guide and a worksheet to help you make some really healthy holiday swap outs, grab the free Healthy Holiday Swap Out planning sheet, and I'll have that link listed below here as well. Thanks for watching. I hope that you have a healthy and happy holiday season. Be true, be well, and I'll see you in the next video.